Shabbos? How come there's the Mordechai and David song and says just one Shabbos?
So I think the idea is that there's an opinion that one Shabbos has two Shabboses in it, which is Shamor v'Zachar. If you keep Shabbos, also there's an opinion that once they really keep one Shabbos, then for sure if you taste Shabbos, you won't stop. And once it's already two, that's it. If you're Rabbi Eliezer, it's a Chazaka, is already two, and that's it. Two Shabboses. Like Kol Yisrael, that the entire Jewish nation would keep two Shabbos.
Kept two Shabbos, and we say that he's Kol.
It's true. It's true. Kuli Amaloi Pligi. But we want everyone to have a redemption. Redemption for the whole world. Redemption for the whole world. In Moli Yisrael Shamru Shtei Shabbosais. We just keep two Shabboses. There's an opinion that Sfas Emes says we would just keep two special Shabboses, which is Shabbos Shuvah, which is the Shabbos before Yom Kippur, and Shabbos HaGodel, which is the Shabbos before Pesach. If we'd keep those two Shabboses, Miyad Nigolen, we'd immediately have the redemption. Shabbos Kodesh Rabbi Shabbos. So remember, you're not just keeping Shabbos for yourself, you're keeping it for all of humanity. So don't be selfish, I got to go on my phone, I got to keep my Snapchat streak, yeah. Because if I don't, what could happen? Mashiach will come, actually, yeah, if you break it. I'll tell you, that's exactly what will happen. And the guy that you're paying to keep your streak going, because you want to give it, well, he's not giving it.
You think everybody wants Mashiach to come?
Unless the person's a sadist.
Well, I thought Yids didn't, if you were really Jewish, because then you didn't want, because then your mitzvahs are more powerful.
So we spoke about that a little bit, which we spoke about the idea that when Mashiach comes, so we explained that it's Yom She'ein Be'em Chayfetz, is that your free will will be taken away, and your mitzvahs will not be as powerful. So a person can say, I'm just kind of getting rolling on this journey of tshuva, I don't even know that much Baba Mitzvah yet, kind of, if any-ish. And what's Baba Mitzvah? And I'm just getting going. So kind of like Mashiach, wait, give me a couple years of just steigning yeshiva and getting it all together. Exactly. And then Mashiach will come. So what do we say to that? We say you're selfish. You want your growth? Humanity's in so much pain. There's war. Mashiach coming means peace. Means all the weapons turn to plowshares. Because you want to get more schar for, all your foundations learning. So, we'll just, we'll keep them weapons and not plowshares. Selfish. We need Mashiach. You have to be living, that the world cannot go on like this. The world cannot go on like this. So that should be the immediacy and the seriousness of Shabbos. Shabbos Kodesh. We need Mashiach.
Really excited for Charlie Kirk's post-Talmudist book to come out, because it's all about encouraging people to
Shabbos.
observe the Sabbath and keep it holy.
Shabbos Kodesh. We need Shabbos. So now that we're in the sugya of who King David, who Mashiach is, so we just have to make sure we see all the points of what makes Mashiach Mashiach and what makes a person at least in the running to be Mashiach. How do you know somebody's at least he's in the running? Who could be the Messiah? So, number one, we said that when a king will come from King David. So somebody asked earlier, is Trump the Mashiach? So if he's from the lineage of King David, then that would be news to me. But
How do you know anybody who's
well, that's what I'm saying. It could.
I think
Elijah the prophet, one of Elijah's jobs will be to help identify lineage. So Mashiach will come, he'll be in the lineage of King David. So Messiah will be from the lineage of King David.
So it can't be like a convert, or could it be a convert?
So also even converts, do we know that they weren't Jewish? We don't know. There's so many things that are going to be, there's many things that, one of the whole things about Mashiach is there's going to be a lot of things that will become revealed when it happens. But generally we say, no, not from a convert.
How do we know the Mashiach will know that he's Mashiach?
So he's like a sleeper cell. Well, there's a few things. Exactly this is how he'll know. So number one, he's from the lineage of King David. Number two, he's Hoige Torah. He's going to be a master of Torah. So like we mentioned, is he somebody jumping up and down outside, saying that he's Mashiach? So say, Chetzi Kav B'Daled Amos Mahu. What's the halacha? So it says that we'll know what that halacha is when Mashiach comes. So, what do you say, Mashiach? What's the halacha? Or can we learn some Mishnayos together? There's a Rashba I'm having trouble with. Like, can I get pshat in the Rashba? And he's like, Rashba? Didn't you hear I'm the Messiah? So you're like, Rashba, Mashiach. What's the pshat in the Rashba? So if he can't explain to you the Rishonim, then he's cooked. That's it. Like, he's pashut clipped.
What are the most powerful explanation is giving someone the power to do themselves? Like, what if they give the Jewish people the power to figure out themselves? Like,
yeah,
man a fish rather than. Because it
for
sounds
sure.
Like, how you're explaining it sounds like everyone's just there's going to be a line out the door asking questions. It's like, what's this? What's this? What's this?
And what do you think is he's going to empower them? He's going to empower all of us to understand how to learn Rashba. He's going to empower us. I always like to point out that Mashiach is called the Pele Yoetz. He's called the wondrous advisor. The Pele Yoetz, the wondrous advisor. So what makes him the wondrous advisor? He's going to give you the best advice for your Shorish Neshama, how to live the best life possible. He's going to be exactly that, a super empowering force in the world, building every one of us. It's amazing. And the free will is going to be lost because you're going to become so clear that getting angry is so foolish and is so beneath your dignity. And not waking up for Lakute Cafe, Pashit. Why am I snoozing all those alarms? He's going to make it so obvious what the empowered you can be that you're going to start doing it. So that's what it means. There's going to be a removing of free will. Now, though, the Yetzer Hara is active. So Mashiach is going to be the ultimate, Tony Robbins seminar. Unleash the beast. It's not a beast, it's the soul, the opposite of the beast, actually. The beast is what's usually holding you back. Going to unleash and unlock the neshama, the soul, which is the infinite power of the soul. It's going to unleash that within us. So job qualification number one is really a lineage qualification. He's going to be from the kingdom of David. Number two, he's Hoige Torah. He's going to be a great, great person in learning and scholarship. He's going to be wise. Oisek b'mitzvahs. We mentioned that yesterday. He's going to be totally involved in doing the right thing day and night, completely involved, living, breathing the mission. And then the Rambam adds, Kedavid Aviv, as his father, King David did. Which means you have to look to King David. What was his day like? And he has to know Torah Shebichsav and Torah Shebal Peh. A Talmudic Jew, the real ones. The Baba Sali, Rashi, Rabbi Shimon Bar Yochai, Rabbi Kiva Eger, Chasim Sofer, the Yanuka, the Rosh Hashiva. It's amazing. Rabbi Yossel. It's amazing. There were a lot of very big Jewish leaders who had Shabbaton last year together. Moshe Weinberg and a lot of kind of big people together meeting for a Shabbos. Rabbi Dober and the Yanuka came to play piano for them on Motzi Shabbos. So all these great leaders of the generation basically went to the Yanuka and said when are you just going to reveal yourself already? I think it's time. Rabbi Yitzchak. We're getting so close, so close. And first of all, if you meet Jews that are deeply connected to the Talmud, you'll see they're the most loving, caring, compassionate people. Selfless. And so much of the fake news that you see, of taking quotes totally out of context without actually understanding what the discussion is at that point in the Gemara, and then actually meeting real human beings that have spent their entire life learning Talmud, and see what a human being it produces, it's the exact opposite from what you see in a 2-second TikTok video. Literally the exact opposite. So I invite all those people that have been watching 2-second TikTok videos about the Talmud, come and meet the Rosh Hashiva. Come and meet the Yanuka. Come and meet these great luminaries in person. Look at the life they live. Look at what they give to humanity, how much they love. And they'll actually see the real story. And then we said another qualification to be the Messiah, Yachbe Kol Yisrael Leilech Ba. And that he's going to be someone who helps the Jewish nation come back to Torah. He's going to strengthen it. Ulachazik Bidka. He's going to be involved in building Torah again. He's going to be a builder. If the Olam want to help us be builders, we have a membership. They could join the Chevra to be a builder. Mashiach's going to be a builder. He's going to build up Torah, build up Jewish life, build up synagogues. I so appreciate that the president, Donald Trump, sent the Baba of a Rebbe of Baba 45 such a nice letter. I read the letter, it's so beautiful. What he wrote to the Rebbe, because Baba built a new synagogue in Brooklyn, in Bodapak. And then he wrote such a nice letter, just congratulating him on building up Jewish life and how much that the community does for the United States of America. The Baba of a Rebbe is being mechazik bidka, building up wherever there's gaps, building up Jewish life once again, Torah life, Torah observance, Shabas project, really building up what has been damaged, so much that was lost from the Enlightenment, so much that was lost. So Mashiach is going to be a major builder. I always speak to some of the Chevra about what I call the Ruach Binyan. You need to have like a spirit of Binyan, a spirit of being a builder. There's certain Yidden like that. Like Ilan Meir. Ilan Meir is the Ruach Binyan of building and building and doing and building. How can we build? How can we bring Hashem's light into the world? Not just through spiritual means, but physical means. How can we build life once again? Use our resources, our finances to build life, to build projects that are going in the right direction. So King David, through Mashiach, is going to be Mechazek Bidka. He's going to build up wherever there are gaps and holes. Shabbos project is a big part of that. There are gaps that Jews are not keeping Shabbos. That's a major gap. So Mashiach is going to be involved in building up, and they're making big challah bakes, and you have thousands and thousands of women around the world baking challahs for the first time and lighting candles for the first time, Shabbos candles, keeping Shabbos, Shabbos Kodesh. Yeah, Menachem.
Do the laws of kings apply to the Mashiach? Like all the
Like
different-
wives and horses and things like that, and money.
The Torah, the
Yeah.
farm, and
We already saw before that all of the Torah is going to come back. He's going to bring back all of the Mishpatim, all of Torah. We're going to have Shemitah and Yovel. The whole Torah is going to be back.
oh, will he have the status as like a melech?
Yeah, he's going to be a melech. He's going to be a king mamish. That's the whole, everything. HaMelech HaMashiach. The Rambam. HaMelech HaMashiach. We're going to have a return to monarchy. Melech HaMashiach. The king. But this is a benevolent, look at the qualification of this king. It's not just King James the 17th that does Abram and Achai. We're talking about Mamish, the most righteous, shining light that's ever existed in the world, at the likes of King David, and a fierce, bold person of conviction, of love, of compassion, of a person of humanity. All these, I'm just thinking about whatever movies you saw about kings back in the day. What was the goal of the king?
To rule.
To rule. Just rule, conquer. gather resources, pillage. What's the goal of Mashiach? God consciousness. To help the world have a relationship with their Creator. To help the world have a relationship with their Creator. It's Mashiach. This is our King. Melech HaMashiach. V'yalachem milchamas Hashem. And that He will do milchamas Hashem. If there are things that need to be taken care of, if there's evil, He won't back down. He'll be willing to, if something is not right, He'll fight and put up a fight. Say if something is not okay, then He won't say, if something is not right, He'll stand up for it. In whatever way that has to be. In whatever way we'll be able to get through to the people. This doesn't have to do with weapons. He'll use speech. He'll reason with people. So if a person can do all of this, says the Rambam, Harehu bechezkas shehu Mashiach. He's in the running. We don't know for sure that this is him, but at least he's in the running. He's what's called chezkas Mashiach. He has a chazaka like this is pretty good. The Yanuka is doing a pretty good job right now. Lubavitcher Rebbe was doing a very good job. So he's chezkas Mashiach. Chezkas Mashiach. Oh, so says the Rebbe, Im osavitz liach. If he does all this, and he's matzliach, he has atzlocha, v'nitzach kol umois shesvivav, and he's able to speak to all the nations of the world. First of all, he's going to be a political genius. He's going to be able to speak to all world leaders, have a language with world leaders, where they all see that what he's saying makes sense. First of all, just imagine such.
The craziest part out of all of this.
Think about what that implies. So imagine this, the G20, the G, and they're all together. And Xi is sitting there, and Putin's sitting there, and President Trump is sitting there, and Mashiach is sitting there. And and the cameras are all rolling. So nobody's talking. And Mashiach looks around like, anybody want to say something? And they all in unison say, I'd like you to speak. We feel that you have a voice that is really what will guide all of humanity forward. And part of getting ready for Mashiach is just thinking this way. That's a very rational thing. There's no miracles here. It's just there'll be a language and a vision that will awaken in the hearts and the minds of all the leaders, that there'll be a recognition that this is the path forward. That's an amazing reality. So sometimes when people claim, Mashiach has arrived, I don't think everybody agrees. So one of the great realities of the Messianic unfolding is we're going to have everybody on the same page. Everybody on the same page. It's amazing. Everybody together on the same page. Okay? We have a few more points in this that we'll be going over the next few days. B'siyata d'shmaya for you yitz. And Bezrat Hashem, that we should be Zoycha Mamish. We should have the great merit. We're going to learn verses from Daniel, from Daniel, a number of verses from Daniel the prophet, that we are taught that some of the secrets of the Messiah's arrival is found in Daniel and Daniel the prophet, and actually some of the timing of when he comes. The Gemara actually says, be careful not to spend too much time trying to learn the details of when he'll come. You could go crazy. But that it's hidden in these verses, and by us learning it, it awakens this feeling of comingness of Mashiach. We're going to see verses in Sephania, which is something that we propose to all of our friends around the world. We're so happy to have you, maybe to share where you're writing from today. And this verse always moves me very, very deeply. Of course, we're going to go more into Isaiah. Just listen to this verse in Sephania. And this is really a big part of the Messianic unfolding, is listen to this verse. Ki oz, this is Tzefania 3:9. I'm not sure how you say Tzefania in English. Zaphanea. Tzefania. Tzefania is one of the prophets. Look up this verse, Tzefania 3:9. Ki oz poich el amim sofa verura. And that I will turn over, says God, all the nations of the world into one clear language. Likroi kulam b'shem Hashem. That all of humanity will call in the name of God. Ula avdoi shechem echad. And will all be serving the one God. So to say that Mashiach has arrived is against this verse. Because the last time I looked at X, I didn't see everybody speaking the same language. And I don't mean English. I mean, I don't see everybody calling out in the name of God together, unified. And one of the signs, and maybe this is one of those beautiful signs, that all of us together will be singing the same song, if you will, the same niggun. And Bezrat Hashem, and we're going to see this very, very soon. And this is what it means, that it can't dilly-dally any longer. It can't go on any longer. We've arrived at a time that there's just too much darkness in the world, that it has to be, that we're going to see this illumination very, very soon, the Siyata D'Shmaya. So Bezrat Hashem will see the great, great light of Mashiach filling the world, the entire world, as epoich el am sofa verura likroi kulam b'shem Hashem. The whole world will all together join the minyan, all of us together, all 8 billion of us, davening, praying together to the one God. And we'll see that with the coming of Mashiach. B'meher v'yameinu, amen ve'amen. Have a wonderful day, Chevra. A pleasure to be together.